All right, welcome everybody to the bar corner. Somebody has already been starting to drink, but here we are. This is Jeremy Forney in Kansas City, AC Milan fan, and unfortunate Italy fan this year. And I have a few extra guests with me, starting with Aaron. New first time for him.
Yes, sir. Excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Who are you a
So
fan of, Aaron? I can't tell.
yeah.
you can't tell. Let me enunciate a little for you. You should recognize this one, Omar. He's changed jerseys since then, but still class. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
have Omar and Chris with us.
yeah, avid Barcelona fan as of late. Kind of been frustrated with them, but yeah, been a fan of them since about 2012, right after the golden years ended for us.
You're like, oh, they're good. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was just a bandwagon at that point. I was like, well, I made it. I'm too far in now. I can't switch teams. I already
Too
bought a
late.
jersey.
Omar,
And then Chris,
What did you think of the Barca red card the other day?
oh, that was atrocious. I can see it two ways. Gulbadisik should never been in that position. He has to be smarter as a defender. And then two, Simeone, like any attacker, had his leg trailing on purpose so that he could make the contact with Gulbadisik's leg. So it's a smart play on Simeone. I would, any attacker would do the same thing. If it was, Barcelona, um, if it was switched, Barcelona attacker, Atletico defender, I'd be saying it's a red card all day, obviously. But I still think I think that could have gone either way. They came out and said that VAR intervening and him changing his mind to a red was wrong, that he should have stuck with his on-field decision because VAR can intervene, but they can't give opinions. And the audio that came out, the referee in the VAR room said, in my opinion, this is a red, which they're not allowed to do. So that was a mistake.
I think we're gonna have to one week. Like we got the great debate with Messi and Ronaldo here, but the second great debate pretty soon is going to be VAR.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it
And
doing
Yeah.
too much?
That's
I
that,
mean,
but that's a whole conversation. That's something
Yeah.
that we can definitely play on to how it's been used and where and why.
But
hey,
Um,
I mean,
so Doctor
Typically
Evil,
offsides,
Doctor
but
Evil, are you
it's
gonna move us on
by
to
centimeter.
Doctor Evil? Are you gonna move us on to what we're talking about first tonight?
well, first thing first is I'm going to do my shout out of the week, and that is for Gennaro Gattuso playing a Pio Esposito that has done absolutely nothing for Inter, playing him in the World Cup, and then on the final shootouts to actually get Italy through, makes him take the first penalty kick for Italy. How are you going to put a 20-year-old inexperienced striker that's got no goals for the team to take the first penalty kick?
well,
Baffling.
let me correct you there because he didn't play him in the World Cup. Y'all didn't qualify. So there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, he could have made it if it wasn't for that one.
Well, I mean, if you're going to entrust in your players, the big issue with Serie A right now in the Italian national team is that they don't trust their youngsters. They don't trust their youth. Somebody came out and said that if Lamine Yamal and there's another player mentioned that if they were playing in Italy, they'd be playing in fucking Serie A B right now because they don't trust their youth over
I
there.
think they
They
were talking
don't.
about Olise, or
Yes.
because Paolo Maldini had said that he was looking at getting him, and somebody had said that he was going to send all of the players back to Serie B.
Yeah,
Um,
because they don't trust their players. They don't trust them to at least what 25,
yeah, but
26
if you're
years of
going to go
age.
trust somebody to go take a shot at the final penalty kick, your first shot, maybe third, fourth, that's fine. The first shot of the penalty,
Let me ask you this: if it's a 17-year-old Mbappe who he did amazing things at Monaco, then he moved to PSG. If that's Mbappe at the World Cup at the age of 17,
Mbappe,
18,
Mbappe, by the
is he
time he was
taking
seven,
is he taking that first
Mbappe,
penalty for you?
Mbappe had 30 goals in in League One already by then. Like,
That
like he
that equates to like 10 actual goals.
so he'd scored goals. Pio Esposito hadn't gotten any.
Fair enough.
Anyway, that's my shout out.
Aaron,
Angry
who
with
you got?
Gattuso.
My shout out goes to it's actually for a whole team. Actually, we're gonna go to FC Freiburg, who had Bayern down 2-0 in the 81st minute until Tom Bischoff scored an 81st minute goal, and then a 93rd minute equalizer, and then they scored the game winner in 10 minutes in extra time. So thank you, Freiburg.
How bad of a league is it that they give 10 minutes of extra time to score a goal?
There was
Come
a lot
on.
of things that happened. There was a lot of things that happened in the game that allowed for that to happen. But it's all we needed. Thank you.
Omar, Chris, you guys got a shout out?
Omar.
Well, it's a shout out in a sense how stupid it was. It's been a big talking point right now on some of the sporting commentary tables. The incident, the 54th minute of the Atletico Madrid Barcelona game, where the Atletico goalkeeper passed it to the defender stops it with his hands, and then he passes it back to the goalkeeper. As soon as the ball is stopped and is passed, the ball is in play. If he touches that ball with his hands, it is a yellow card and it's a penalty. Given that the player was already on a yellow card, that was a red card and a penalty. Didn't happen. So if you look back, the ref thought that the Barcelona players were arguing about potential time wasting. They weren't worried about time wasting. They were worried about the fact that the goalkeeper played it in to play. The defender then stopped it with his hands and passed it back. That is a handball all day. If you look back at last year's Champions League it was Aston Villa versus Club Bruges from the Belgian league. Mings got a red card and a penalty because of the same exact incident. And this year, it's all of a sudden it's nothing to be seen at. If we argue about it, it's ludicrous. It's Barcelona and the refs and yada yada yada. It's a tale as old as time. It's just frustrating. It's beyond
It
frustrating.
also happened in the Prem not too long ago.
Serginho Dest did it too when he went to AC Milan. The player literally stopped it, passed it to him. He touched it with his hands. He got a straight yellow, and reversal of the game.
The one I'm thinking of happened in the Prem, and they didn't call it at all. I think it was Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken, and nothing happened.
It's just frustrating because it seems like the rules are understood, but they're not implemented fairly across the board.
Yeah, you could say that with
the refs have no idea how they're really interpreting those. But I guess another topic that we can take on the VAR situation.
Where's Tyler?
Yeah, exactly. Bring him in on that one. All right, gents, ready for the big talk? Ready for deciding which is the greatest player of all time between Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo? So the debate is open.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, he's got to go get his notes there to figure out which one he picked.
He got nervous.
I'm just
I guess
I'm glad he's just stopped crying about Barcelona. He's just been crying for the last 5 minutes about
there we go. We get a break.
Poor baby Barcelona. I know. So anyway, so the great debate. It's not really a debate. Let's do it.
It's not a debate. That means that Chris already knows exactly who he thinks the winner is.
And if everybody knew Chris like we do, we already know what Chris is going to say as well. So
definitely. Well, then, Chris, you've been itching. Yeah, exactly. Chris has been itching to tell us.
Well, look, since we can't, since Divock Origi is not allowed to be considered right now, I think it's only between two players. I don't think that there's any competition between it being Messi and Ronaldo. I think it's Messi, and it's not even close.
Messi, not even close.
Not even close. Not even a debate.
If you look at impact in their team, Real Madrid has won Champions League with Ronaldo. Barcelona has won one without him, without Messi. So if you look at the impact, Real Madrid is doing just as well as they were before Ronaldo, as with him. Barcelona still has yet to recover from that. So I think that in itself is telling in the impact that he has as a player.
A lot of people like to argue, like when it comes to head-to-head, and they say that Messi is, I think, 16 compared to 11 wins when they go head-to-head. And Messi has 22 goals, 12 assists, and Ronaldo has 21 goals and 1 assist. So
did you just chat GPT that?
No, I already did it before. I didn't have to type it in. Go ahead, Chris.
I'd argue Messi played on a better team than Ronaldo. That was close, but I think that Messi's team was arguably marginally better. But I think that overall, I think Ronaldo is one of the best players that's ever played the game. No doubt. And I hate saying it because he played at Man United, so I'm not a fan, but he just is that good. But Messi's just something that we've never seen before and might not again. You know, Maradona, I think you can put in that kind of similar category. Not only so there's another player out there you can.
No, I could definitely put Maradona comparatively equal to, if not, in my opinion, even greater at his prime coming through. But Messi also did have a scenario and situation that was so picture perfect for any great player that none of them are really going to even get that chance. I mean, not only is he one of the most exceptionally talented players to come through, but he went through when Barcelona was going through an academy system with a coach that was coming through their team already, that was brought into the whole Cruyff system, that where the academies that they had were following in it to seamlessly walk into a team and have a whole bunch of players that played the same system from the time they were 10 all the way to the time they're going to the Champions League. So he's walking into a system by the time he's 18 that is already been a 10-year creation. Cristiano Ronaldo, starting from Sporting, going all the way to Manchester United. From there, then he goes and joins, one of the biggest head case teams in Real Madrid, where you walk in just new system, new players, new challenges, and still put down to say, I am the best player on this team. Not an easy thing to say. So even if you look at the numbers and everything, Messi is fantastic and great. But from the moment he started, he had a picture perfect scenario to say, here you can excel. And that created a lot of what he does. And I think if you take the numbers, all the numbers are relatively close. Messi higher in all of the assists, higher in the goal scored, higher in just to create the fact that the teams have to play completely different from Messi. But when it comes to goal scoring threat as a striker up front, Cristiano Ronaldo still remains one of the betters.
One of the better ones from the penalty spot. I will say that.
Going with that, Omar, since 2018, on the latter half of Messi's career, they said he's scored more free kicks
than penalties,
which is pretty remarkable, to be honest.
How many free kicks did he take, though?
I mean, more than his penalties.
But I mean,
I'm actually not quite sure.
If you look at goals per game and assists per game, Messi beats him out. The argument is that Ronaldo has more goals. Ronaldo's also played 2-3 whole seasons more than him.
Well, is he 3 years older?
I think he's 30. I think he's 39. Messi's 36 or 37.
But when it came
Ronaldo
to actually,
is he?
Yeah. He's him and me and Ronaldo are both in our 40s. Very similar in terms of physique, lifestyle, all the things. Yeah.
I will say he gets you beat out of teeth. I'll say that.
At least he works on it.
But Omar, that's not saying much. So does Jurgen Klopp. So
my 5-month-old son has better teeth than Chris.
Well, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo didn't have better teeth than Chris. I think they were pretty much tied. But all the money that Ronaldo had got him fixed up a bit. Chris, there's still hope. You might be able to still fix your teeth.
The way you're trying to fix your hair by shaving it all off. Yeah.
I'm trying to hide it. It's not that there's no hair. It's just
I think the only equivalent
I'm
is
I'm trying to hide it, buddy.
I think at this point, Chris, you have to get dentures. I think that's the only option.
They're called veneers.
Veneers? That sounds very bougie.
That sounds like a piece of a deer.
Something like that.
You would know, Aaron.
But no, one more fact about Messi that I think is kind of hard to even wrap your mind around is the fact that he's never actually been knocked out in the group stages of any tournament he's ever played. I thought that was pretty remarkable, to be honest.
He's also never played in the Europa League. Guess who has? Ronaldo.
It's a very, very crappy Man United team.
Yeah, never played in the.
No, I still think if you put it player to player, Messi as an impactful player, game style, everything outshines Ronaldo. But what I will say is, if it comes to a left winger or a striker, That's where I pick Ronaldo over Messi. I think
That's great. But if you look at a center forward, a right winger, if you even want to play him in midfield, I'm sure he could fill that slot too,
he
just
can, but
fine.
he's not going to be the center forward. He's not. He doesn't have the holding body. He
What was
played
a
a
false
false.
nine?
He played a false nine, not a striker, not the center
But was
forward,
that
not the
not
guy that's
slotted
going
in
to
the
collect.
center? That was slotted in
No,
the center
his
forward position.
he's in the center forward position, but retracting back to force other players to sit there and hold the line. He's not fighting off defenders. He's not sitting there holding the top line. He's playing other players to come in and create the top line so that he can drop back. But he's not playing as the
So
center
so then
striker
here's
where
my
he's
thing.
getting
Here's my thing.
collected.
If you want to make the argument that Ronaldo was a left winger or he was a striker, if he was a left winger, why did he not have more assists in his career than Messi? Because that's what he started as a midfielder, but he never once ever got top assist in any league that he played in that I know of. He never got playmaker of the year in any league that he played in. How many does Messi have? Messi has him beat out in playmaker of the year and golden boot of the year. So is that to say that Messi's more complete of a player than he is?
Who has the
Because
Yeah,
the
most
stats
that's
don't
what.
important
lie.
No,
followers?
that I like as a player, he is more complete. As a left winger, like literally, if you just
So
said
then
left
argument's over.
left winger, yeah, I mean the argument essentially. I'm just arguing now at the point to try and even things out. Like as a left winger, I would pick Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he's the best left winger that we've had. And to your point, he doesn't have a lot of assists because his was the transition, not just in style of football, but his style of football was turning left wingers into an offensive and goal scoring threat, not what it used to be, which is, creating chances for other players. He was taking those, and then Messi, of course, when he started in the right wing, started duplicating and then exceeding, scoring from the right wing rather than it being the assisting from the right wing. So I mean, both, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the transitions to a 4-3-3, where the wingers are the ones scoring, and the strikers like Karim Benzema are sitting there just trying to get in the tap ins that's left over from the wingers.
I think we remember like prime Ronaldo was absolutely out of this world. Like he was incredibly good, and he was and that Madrid team was so good on the counter attack when he was playing on the left under Mourinho, and they were so good at getting in the ball in space and in driving at defenses and all that. But I I think Messi is just on that different level where we can all agree. I think we all do agree Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the best players ever played the game. But Messi's just on another level where it's just a phenomenon. And there's just nothing that you watch a Messi highlight reel. It's ridiculous everything he does. He's the guy that gets the ball. He got to the point in his career where a team would be building out the back. He gets the ball deep in his own half, connects the play all the way up the field and then scores. That was never Ronaldo's game. Like Messi's completeness is just it's like what Guardiola said. Like Messi could play the six, the seven, the eight, the 10, the 11, the nine position. Like you play all of them, he's just so good. I think that's what
Who
separates
was
the two.
There was an interview with a defender. They asked him how you defend Ronaldo. You said you close him down. You don't let him have any space between you and the goal, things like that. And then they asked him how do you defend against Messi, and they said you just pray. Who was that defender? I know he was Italian. I don't remember who it was though. Yeah, I think that shows the difference in them.
Italians aren't even that good at defending
Yeah, but I
anyway,
mean,
so I don't understand why
Nesta
you.
shut him down. It took
What
a different game style, but like body to body and position wise, the first time Barcelona faced AC Milan, finally when we were able to get back into the Champions League, which we thought it was a big deal. Uh, that's the game that Pato and Boateng completely wrecked through the line to get the
did they
goal.
still go out?
We did, yeah. We ended up losing 4-0.
Okay.
Yeah, the second leg. So what they did was to stop Nesta from tracking Messi. They put David Villa on Nesta as a way that Nesta had to mark Villa, and it left Messi free between the lines. So like Guardiola shifted the front line so that literally David Villa was like offensively marking Nesta, so Messi was free. And then
So
Barcelona just destroyed them.
right. But again, I mean, as playing as a striker, that's when Messi couldn't handle, defenders like Nesta that are able to close you down before you can even collect the ball, not give you the time, not give you the space, and go. That's where Cristiano Ronaldo has the physicality, has to be able to push off, has the height for headers, for acrobatics, for other stuff that maybe Messi would have been able to do. But his thing is ball to the ground, ball stuck to his feet. He's gonna move past anybody as soon as he's given that chance to move his legs to get that
You know,
momentum.
I mean, if you could make a dream soccer player with the size and the speed, you'd make a person that resembles Ronaldo for his height, his
Well,
muscle
yes and no.
muscle
Yes and
mass. Like,
no.
I mean, he's a freak.
Because what Messi has is he's so short, his center of gravity allows him to make those quick cuts. So you got to pick that even medium, you know?
So
I think
one
right
one
now, I
nothing
think
for the
now
short kicks.
smaller and not as strong players can get away being in football now. Whereas 15, 20 years ago, well, longer than that, you wouldn't have been able to. All the small strikers would have had, would have been torn up, would have broken limbs, broken leg. You didn't see younger players walk in because of injury potential.
you'd be surprised though, because you should think the average height of a footballer now is over 6 foot when it never used to be.
Is that
So
actually true?
No.
Damn.
It's all based off physicality, how well you can handle yourself off the ball, how well you can defend, things like that.
Well, I just remember when I first started watching, a lot of players would try to embellish and try to fall down and stuff. Messi would get tackled and everybody else would stop and he'd just get back up and just keep running. And the ref is like, shit, like, I guess I'm not going to blow the foul. And he
I
would
mean,
just go in
if
and
you
score.
look at the tackles that he's endured throughout his career, it's actually quite shocking he didn't have a more serious injury.
Did he only have one? He had one,
He,
like,
I think
decent injury.
he had an MCL
It wasn't
strain
a tear,
back
it
in
was like
like 20. It was a
a
strain. It was
serious
back in
sprain.
like 2012.
That sounds right.
But I
That
mean,
was the year that he scored 91 goals, I think.
Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo both have done an incredible job physically to keeping themselves fit and staying away. And I think that that's one of the things that at least Messi early on and on, you can take a look, and I think he actually did strengthen from the beginning all of those muscles that, I mean, you put Ansu Fati, you put Lamine Yamal, all these players, they get into a hard tackle, they're not walking out of it.
Especially this last week. I don't know about you guys. I really like Yamal, but this last Champions League game, that dude was crying the whole game. And it was kind of bad to watch. He was channeling his inner Neymar in that one, in my opinion. No offense, Omar.
I mean, when you go down in the 41st minute, it's hard not to get frustrated, especially for the red card that was given. It was one of those that could have gone out of the way, in my opinion. Um, but I mean, if you look at his stats, he had 14 dribbles completed against a very, very defensive Atletico
That's
Madrid.
actually a
That,
lot for Atletico. You know,
yeah, I mean, you know as well as anybody, Atletico's knocked y'all out, I think, twice in the past 10 years.
they
They're very
play
defensive.
football.
They're very hard.
Yeah.
They're very hard to break down. He had 14 dribbles against them. He had his expected assist or goals was higher than two, which goes to show how many chances he created. Um, I think our issue right now is that the last time we beat them 3-0, we had Rafinha on the left, who is a very, very high pressing left winger. And now without that, we have Rashford on the left, given he's a great player, but he's not Rafinha. Our games without Rafinha, if you watch them, they're not the same as with him because we don't have the same mentality, we don't have the same leadership style or anything. We're a completely different team. We can still win. Don't get me wrong, we can still win. It's just a lot tougher for us.
No, it
So see
makes it
the
tough too playing against a team like Atletico where they're comfortable not having the ball. And for being an attacking team, playing a team that is comfortable, being exactly where you try to make teams feel uncomfortable, it makes it hard for sure.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, welcome to Serie A for the past 50 years. Yeah,
hey, you had a few years where Syria all of a sudden blew up and there were goals being scored left, right, and center. And we were like, what's going on? It's actually somewhat entertaining for a change.
I did not hear anything you said.
Honestly, yeah, that was kind of hard for me too. I heard.
It's not very entertaining, Chris. I did catch what you
I
said.
understood the last part, and I agree. It's not entertaining.
Serie A has I've tried watching a couple games on the Serie A these last couple weeks just to get more information on them. It's not entertaining.
Well done.
It's still the same as it was before. It's very drug out, very defensive, and
There was
I've
a
never.
moment a few years ago where you had Sassuolo, you had Atalanta, you had the beginning of Stefano Pioli with AC Milan, you had Inter running through with an offensive Conte design, where teams in Serie A looked like they were going to transition to a high, fast-paced league. The thing is, the league itself or the country itself stopped reducing their taxes on players. The only thing we can do to attract players is low taxes, high salaries. Now we're taxing them 60%. We're not even going to get the talented players coming in. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. They were like, oh, the soccer is one of our major imports. Let's tax them all.
60%.
Yeah. So at that point, the players are all dipping out. Italy just doesn't have the talent to play any game.
Yeah, we're about to pick up Bastoni.
Yeah, and he's going to be.
I didn't see that.
He is going to be bad.
I don't
Let
think
me
so
tell you,
because
he's going to walk into that team the same way Fabio Cannavaro tried to walk into Real Madrid, just a different style, different mentality, different time in life. It's just not going to work for him.
but the difference is Cannavaro walked into Real Madrid when he was what 34, 35.
No, that was the year he won the Ballon d'Or, or right after.
I looked this up. But Bastoni's what 28, I think. He's in his prime.
28, but he's not bit like he's not. He's arguing trying to be the best Italian defender, and I mean his closest competition is Mancini, and I'm not impressed by one. I'm not impressed by the other. Like you're spending 90 million on a defender that I would spend on way better defenders than him for that amount of money. Like I put more on Marquinhos than him.
Cannavaro was 33 when he went to Madrid.
Close enough.
Hardly the peak of his career.
What is it? What's the subject we're talking about again?
Well, we already beat it. We've already agreed Messi is the best one.
Oh,
Like,
it's not an argument.
It's
We didn't
Like,
have
we
anybody
started-
to oppose on the panel.
I tried to throw some ideas out there to go and challenge, and I got shut down on all of them. And
So let me ask you this. Obviously, the debate of the last couple of years was Messi, Ronaldo. Who is the debate these days? Who are the two that are going to go head to head these next 2 years?
It's got to be Mbappe, Holland.
And
In
Yamal.
my mind, that's the first two names that come to my mind.
Yamal's going to be.
Haaland
It's
has-
not a good. It's not a good argument.
Yamal has to be put in there. Yamal has to be. He has to be put in there.
I'm not really impressed by Mbappe, to be honest.
If he keeps being a crybaby, he's gonna go to PSG in about 4 years.
If you ask a Liverpool fan, they'll say Gravenbeck.
Damn right. I got one that's better than we already figured out the Messi Ronaldo one. So how about this? Let's go to defenders because Forney, you're gonna love this. So I'm personally going to throw out there that Virgil van Dijk is one of the best defenders that's played the game.
I don't think there's an argument for that.
I think there's definitely.
Bias aside, no, I don't think he is.
I would challenge people and go, okay, who has a better all-round game as a centre back than Virgil van Dijk?
I mean,
And
right now,
why?
Virgil van Dijk isn't showing that he really has. He constantly has lapses in his defensive errors. He's got the physicality, he's got the speed, and he's got the great one-on-ones. But I've also seen completely terrible defenders go to the Prem, like Mali Chow, all of a sudden in Newcastle, going for 40 million, now valued at 60. And in Serie A, he was a complete liability. Like I think
Usually it's the other way around.
Well, on this one, it was like I don't get it. But that's how bad these defenders are when they get.
So you're arguing that he's one of the greatest of all time.
Me,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Right, Chris?
Oh, Chris is.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, the
one,
statistics.
I
Go ahead, Omar.
I put him top 10 for sure.
Top 10, bottom top 10. I like if you're gonna put him top 10, he's like the 10th or 9th.
Okay, so
I
who
mean, you
fills
still
the list?
have
Who fills the
Paolo
list?
Maldini, you still have Franco Baresi, you have Beckenbauer,
No, he's bigger and faster than Beckenbauer and Berenti. Like it's not even close
What they
to
did
me.
for their teams was way more impactful and impressive in times where football was completely different and they were creating styles, not just planning on a high defensive line, being physical and faster than the rest. Like he's
You
good, don't get me
if
wrong, but
maybe make if you had a teleporting right now and you teleport Beckenbauer forward in time to today, he would struggle in today's game. If
I
you
don't
were
think
to
he'd be a center
teleport,
back.
if you were to teleport Virgil van Dijk back in time to the 60s, 70s, or 80s, he'd be a monster that nobody
he
could
wouldn't be able to
compare.
do
Beckenbauer didn't just
anything.
play
They would
center
be
then.
sitting there playing a defensive block, a 4-4-2, where there's nothing really to shine unless you know how to read your positions and sit there and play in a defensive block, or
But you
depending on
could,
what kind of league you go in. I mean, we can talk about moving into
But Jeremy,
different
other
generations.
the statistic for me, other than the most impressive stat I've ever heard, is Philip Lahm never getting a red carded as a defender. That's
But
number one. Number
that
two,
doesn't prove how great he is as a defender.
number two. Chris, what's the stat for Van Dyke during that one season? He didn't get dribbled by a single time for the
yeah,
entire year.
That's easy
which
when
is
your team has the ball 90% of the time.
yeah. And in all fairness, when your team plays such a high line and everything goes in behind the goal and sweeps up, you don't really get dribbled out anyway, unless you're
No,
pulled out into the account. I personally think Van Dijk is one of the greatest centre backs that have ever played the game.
But even in this generation, he's not been the best of his time frame. The 10 years that he went from top defender till now, he's only been the top defender 3 to 4 years of that time.
I would
well,
Who's been
then
better?
what would be his peak?
I'm sorry, but
2000
Marquinhos for at
2021.
least 3 to 4 years had him challenged.
Who did?
Marquinhos,
Marquinhos.
Marquinhos?
yes,
No,
yes,
no.
I would take a
better on the
33-year-old
ball,
Sergio
better in
Ramos over.
position.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Marquinhos has been a way better defender than he was.
I would take Gerard Maldini as a center back before I take Marquinhos.
But even with your argument, Jeremy, if you say Van Dijk is bottom 10, that's still one of the best center backs of all time.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that
I
is.
mean,
You're not really arguing anything here.
I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna put the cut, he's not gonna sit there and top the charts as defender. When Chris is saying I guess it depends what he means by one of the best defenders. But if he's not even the best, the undisputed best defender of the past 10 years, it's kind of difficult to go and argue that you're a top defender unless he's had that much challenge. And the truth is that he's not even had that much of a challenge from any other defenders the past 10 to 15 years. It's been slim pickings on top defenders.
Well, I mean, the game these days is all about defending the team and all the different things. But no, Van Dijk he's somebody who can play in a high back line, which is very hard to do because he was intelligent, he communicates, and he was fast at getting back. He is good when he is in 1v1 position to be dribbled at. And because of how big he is, he's good at defending his own box. On top of that, he's good at attacking set pieces and getting on corner kicks. And he's good on the ball. Like there's no gaps in his game. Yeah, he's older now. He's gonna make mistakes, right? But like Brian Van Dijk, if you look at we talk about the best defenders of all time. Okay, let's take it. What about the most complete centre back of all time? Tell me a centre back that's more complete than Van Dijk.
well, Jerome Boateng was until Messi ended his life.
Nah, Van Dijk was way better on the ball.
Nah, Jerome Boateng is a joke.
Yeah, Boateng's not there.
I think he was a joke in Germany before even all of that. Like,
no.
I think FIFA made it seem like the German defenders were the best of all
I
time.
put Mats Hummels over Boateng.
Mats Hummels was class.
But Mats Hummels also couldn't have played in a high line because he was slow.
He wasn't fast.
Van Dijk could do all of it. So,
I mean, in terms of physicality, in terms of speed, in terms of his positioning overall wasn't bad. Like as an overall defender, he ranks high.
So
But
Jeremy,
really,
who would you rather have? Prime Sergio Ramos or prime Van Dijk?
I'm
And
sorry,
actually,
but I'm never, ever gonna go for Sergio Ramos. That guy is a complete.
I think Sergio Ramos for me. I hate Real Madrid, and I would even put him top 6. I love Sergio Ramos just because
No,
he's a
Hey,
player
we're
on
not
your
friends.
team
We're not friends,
where you
Aaron.
hate him.
We're not friends, Aaron. When a guy like Sergio Ramos goes and grabs Salah's arm and intentionally drops to break his arm out of his, no, that's not a defender. At that point, go UFC. You're not defending. He can't do it
I
on
gotta
pure
agree with
defense.
Forney.
He's doing it on pure
Still
injuries, not
fantastic.
defense. What did he do to Messi half the time? Stepping on feet, kicking, pulling, punching,
Mental
spitting,
mind games, buddy.
antics. Yeah, you can call it. It's because he's so bad of a defender that he had to do that. Top defenders didn't have to do that because they were good. Pepe and Sergio Ramos were just these physical monsters that just wanted to upset people because they were not good at defending.
They were. I thought they were good defenders, but yeah, I agree. I think they were primitive. Like Pepe, especially, was very primitive in what he could do. But it goes to the argument again: who's more complete as a centre back than Van Dijk in the history of the game? I don't know if there is one.
I'm still going to put Paolo Maldini. Paolo Maldini was complete in everything: offense, defense, movement, position, left back, center back. Like, it didn't matter where you moved him and you placed him. He was the best in every position you put him in, all of that. And I think if you would have put him left winger growing up, he would have played left winger and been one of the top left wingers.
Okay, that's one, Jeremy. Who else would you say would you put there that's better all around than Van Dijk?
Cannavaro.
Nah.
Cannavaro as a small defender was everywhere, punched everything, was in the right place, getting